Hello everyone, it is Thursday, February 22nd. I want to thank you very much for tuning into this video. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for hitting the like button, as these things really help my channel more than you can ever think of. So if you do enjoy my videos, please subscribe and hit the like button. Guys, I've been making some videos for LUNR for quite a while now, right? My first video was at $2.50. I'll show you some screenshots in a little bit. We're going to briefly cover LUNR. We're going to briefly cover in this video ticker symbol HOLO, and we're also going to talk about, which is the main part of this video, something else you will want to know about. You will want to know about because it could possibly potentially be one of the biggest stocks that you would have maybe wanted to get into before it explodes, right? And yeah, we'll get to it in a little bit. I don't want to say it from now. We'll get to it in a little bit. Let's first go over some things about LUNR. LUNR yesterday gave everybody, if you were invested in LUNR, you would have had a heart attack yesterday. I'm pretty sure. When regular market hours began, you saw the stock gradually within an hour crashing, basically.
From the financial capital of the world, the opening bell is going to ring in 5 seconds, and to be honest with you, we wish it wouldn't.
Yeah, so because the pre-market was at 13 bucks, and then it opens up in regular hours and starts within an hour going down. And the thing was that we had no news. I was in my Discord expecting that when regular hours start, the LUNR will go up to 14, 15 bucks. Instead, it just kept going downwards, slowly and painfully downwards. And we had no news. There were no news, guys. I mean, everybody in my Discord was like, Mike, what's going on? Why is it falling? Why is it falling? What's going on, right? And the worst part of it was that when LUNR was falling within that hour, we didn't have any updates from Intuitive Machines. Intuitive Machines was due to release its update on what's going on with the IM-1 mission later in the day, but it was, it wasn't out. I mean, we had no news. There was nothing, and you see the stock going down, especially if you had invested a lot of money in it. If you had invested a lot of money in LUNR and you were watching it going downwards like that, like the way it did yesterday, it was really tough. It was really tough, guys, really tough. And like I said, there were no news. A lot of things were going in our heads. I was thinking, did they lose contact with the spacecraft and insiders found out, but it didn't, the news didn't come out yet to us and they're selling off? What's going on? Is it profit taking, from people saying, you know what, let me sell before the moon landing because I don't know if the moon landing is going to be, good? Yeah, no idea. We had no idea what's going on. The good thing is, though, that the spacecraft, now we know that the spacecraft is fine. It is in excellent condition. Here's an image from the spacecraft taking an image of the moon, right? So it's a gorgeous, beautiful image. Yeah, so everything's fine. And within a few hours today, the spacecraft is going to make a historic attempt, and I think it's going to be successful. They're going to land on the moon successfully, in my opinion. Let's look at the stock. When I first did a video on LUNR, it was at $2.53 here on YouTube, calling it a buy. I called it a buy again at $3.05. That was another YouTube video I did. Then I did another YouTube video at $4.35, and then I did a YouTube video at $7.56, and now the stock is at $10 something. So every time I make a YouTube video, the stock is up at least $2-3. So that's awesome. That, if this continues, then hopefully after the moon landing, it'll be even higher. So that's that, guys, with LUNR. Let's go on to MicroCloud Hologram Incorporation, HOLO. If you remember, right, on February 16th, last week, basically, MicroCloud Hologram, HOLO, went all the way up to 80 bucks. Would you have liked to be in that stock at $1.50, $1.60 before it exploded to 80 bucks? A day before it exploded, 2 days before it exploded to $80? You could have. If you were in my Discord, you would have known. Back on February 5th, guys, 2024, one of the Discord members writes, watch Holo for tomorrow. It can spike big. At that time, on February 5th, guys, the stock was trading at about $1.50, $1.55. And lo and behold, guys, 2 days later, the stock explodes to $80 US. The point of this is that a Discord community can be really helpful for traders if it's a healthy Discord community and it's not just a primarily pump day trade bullshit in my opinion. Those are, in my opinion, those are sure ways for people to lose their money. But if you're in a Discord community that's very healthy, has great people, it's a friendly environment, we're gonna have our swing trades, we're gonna have our long-term trades, and when the opportunity arises, we'll have day trades too, right? Diversification. All right, guys, so the stock I want to talk about and mention to you is basically, we'll start it off with a screenshot. So here's a screenshot of a YouTube video that I had done. Title is two stocks, there's an S missing here, sorry about that. Two stocks with massive 500% potential upside. To be honest, I would actually hope, I really hope that you go back, if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it, because I explained so much about ARS Pharmaceuticals. I really do in that video, and I make a really good, in my opinion, understanding of the situation of what's going on. And I think if anyone's interested in ARS Pharmaceuticals, go watch that video. All right, so ARS Pharmaceuticals in my YouTube video back then was at $5, and it was at $5.67. You can see here because it was in the after hours that I made the YouTube video. So $5.67. The stock right now, guys, is at $7.23. So we went from $5.67 to $7.23 already. What is going on with ARS Pharmaceuticals? Well, ARS Pharmaceuticals and Aquestive Therapeutics, both of those companies, which I explained in detail, that's why I'm saying you should watch my previous video, they are working on a non-injectable epinephrine drug. This market is a multi-billion-dollar market, which right now it has Pfizer has a complete monopoly on it. Basically, they're making billions and billions and billions of dollars in revenue from their injectable treatment. All right, so people have to inject themselves with a needle. But ARS Pharmaceuticals last year in 2023 presented their results and their data to the FDA for a non-injectable treatment that they claimed is much better. And the FDA didn't say it wasn't, or it's not good, but was finding excuses not to, and it didn't even reject it, to be honest. It just found some excuse. Well, this and this and that, and basically pushed it back, right? And some analysts are even stating, I even read an analyst say that he questions whether the FDA really wants to approve ARS Pharmaceuticals drug, even though it's good. Do they really want to approve it, right? Why? Is it because Pfizer is the only player in this game already and they're making billions of dollars and they don't want to lose this market? I don't know. Not nice to question things, but it just doesn't make sense when you see the data coming out of ARS Pharmaceuticals. So the FDA rejects the first needle-free alternative to EpiPens, calling for additional research. That was back in late 2023. ARS Pharma intends to submit this repeat dose NAC study data to the FDA as part of its response to the CRL early in the second quarter of 2024. Early second quarter of 2024, ARS Pharmaceuticals is basically going to tell the FDA, well, you know what? You found some type of things that you wanted us to, do more research on and so on. Here it is. We're done. Here's everything, right? Are you going to accept this or not, right? So in the second quarter of 2024, if ARS Pharmaceuticals does, not if they will present their data, but if the FDA finally says, you know what, okay, fine, everything's good, let's head towards getting this approved as a drug. It's like I said in my previous video, this will be a huge game changer. Huge. Basically, you're wiping out Pfizer on this epinephrine monopoly, because no one's going to choose Pfizer's injectable treatment. Why would you want to inject yourself with needles when you can have a nasal spray, right? That's basically what ARS Pharmaceuticals is working on. And also in my video that I did back then with ARS Pharmaceuticals, and I talked about, as you can see here, Aquestive Therapeutics, I talked about both in detail in that video. I did state specifically in my video, guys, in that video, you can go back and watch, I stated that, guys, ARS Pharmaceuticals is going to beat Aquestive Therapeutics first in submitting to the FDA. And guess what? I was right. Now it's 2024. Now we have the news. Second quarter of 2024, ARS Pharmaceuticals is going to submit everything. Aquestive Therapeutics said by the end of this year. So this is a huge game changer. I guess we don't need to focus on Aquestive Therapeutics right now. If people are into this bet that this, one of these two companies is going to beat out Pfizer and finally gain, and they will gain the monopoly. If they get approval, they will gain the monopoly. No one's going to choose injectable needles, right? Well, then we have to focus on ARS Pharmaceuticals from now. So ARS Pharmaceuticals announces favorable top-line results from repeat dosing study of neffy under nasal-algin challenge conditions readies data for response to the FDA. Co-founder and CEO of ARS Pharmaceuticals went on to say that we are pleased with the top-line results from our repeat dose study under the nasal-algin challenge conditions, which we believe will address the FDA's request in their complete response letter and support the approval of neffy. And that's it, basically. That's what I wanted to focus on in this video. I try to present to you guys as much good information as I possibly can on important stocks or important catalysts or important news. But at the end of the day, it's the FDA. Will the FDA find some type of excuse? And Pfizer, I don't understand. You're filthy rich. If you don't want to lose this market and you're making billions of dollars off, why don't you just buy out ARS Pharmaceuticals or Quest Therapeutics? I really don't get it. Maybe they're waiting to see if the FDA approves it or not. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of LUNR, ticker symbol LUNR. Is it going to land on the moon successfully? And what price target do you give for LUNR after the moon landing? I wish you guys all the best and take care.